All right, welcome back and thanks for tuning into video series part 3 of how to kill off weeds in your lawn using the Spectracide Weed Stop for Lawns, the concentrated formula. This formula right here and this way of doing it is more of a pro style way of killing off weeds in your lawn. I'm going to show you how to mix up some formula, go over how to use it, and give you a quick demonstration. So stay tuned and let's go to the table and do that right now. So this is more of a pro style way of fighting off weeds in your lawn. This is the concentrated formula. A lot of the pros use this method because they get to control how much solution they actually mix in to their hand can or their backpack sprayer, anything of that nature. As you can see, I got my 2 concentrate formulas here. This is a refill bottle. I explained to you if you watch my previous video. This bottle I like to buy because this one comes with a measuring top. The top is a measuring tool here, so it helps you measure out the proper amount. And then you have your surfactant. This is the cheap Dawn dishwashing liquid knockoff. And then you have your Market Blue. That is gonna help you see where you actually sprayed at, so you don't have no overspray or you're not using excessive product. But a lot of the pros like to do this method because, like I said, they get to control their solutions. They get to control how much they mix. So if they need to make the formula a little bit stronger, they'll add a little bit more. If they need to make it a little bit weaker, if they're not dealing with those tough weeds, then they'll probably use the regular amount or a little bit less just to give, you know, the weeds a nice little coating, nice little spray. But they also use this method because they can use their weed killer, fungicides, and fertilizers all in one application. Now, if you're gonna do it that way, I suggest doing a jar test first, mixing all 3 solutions, shake it up, let it sit for a little while to see how the chemicals react to each other. If it doesn't fog up and doesn't smoke up, then yes, you can go ahead and proceed with mixing them up into your hand can and spraying all 3 solutions at once and getting all 3 treatments done at one time. Save yourself some time. Now, if it does fog up and it gets cloudy and smoke up, do not proceed with those applications because those solutions are not agreeing with each other. They're not compatible. So now when using this, you're gonna need a hand can, like I said, or you can use the refill bottles. You can use these concentrated formulas and put them in your own dial sprayer, like an ortho dial sprayer, something like that. Or like I said, if you had a hose in sprayer that you previously purchased and still have on hand, you can mix it in, pour it right in there, no mixing required, and spray. Now the other 2 methods, the hose in sprayer and the ready to use, the ready to spray products that I showed you in the past, those are more for the beginner. You could just buy those right off the shelf, plug them up to your water hose or shake them up and get to spraying weeds. You don't need anything else. Maybe you could add some little Dawn dishwashing soap or a knockoff and a little bit of Market Blue if you wanted to. But a lot of times when people buy those ready to spray, they don't do any of that. They just go and start spraying the weeds. This, when you're mixing your own formula, this is when you can get creative, do it the right way, and get better results. But it takes a little bit more effort. A lot of people are not comfortable mixing their own solutions. This is a 1 gallon spray can right here. Now, when using these formulas, you're gonna use between 2 to 4 ounces per 1 gallon of water. So if I'm gonna be mixing up in this 1 gallon container today, depending on what type of weeds I'm spraying, if I'm spraying your regular broadleaf weeds like clover, daffodils, dandelions, creeping Charlie, a lot of this stuff, wild onion, then I probably use maybe 2 ounces per 1 gallon of water. Now, if I'm spraying something like crabgrass, nutsedge, barnyard grass, foxtail, then I'll use maybe 4 ounces, the max rate, or I'll make it a little bit stronger to give me a better kill and use maybe 5 or 6 ounces per 1 gallon of water. That's the perks of using your own hand can because you get to make the formula as strong as you need it. So right now today I'll be using about 4 ounces per 1 gallon of water. I'm gonna be spraying a little bit of weeds in my actual test plot area across the street, so you guys will get a little bit of review on that. But when you're mixing these formulas and say you did your first treatment and you think you need a second treatment, you're gonna wait 14 days before you spray again. That's what they recommend. Give the actual solution time to work. These are big box store products, so they're gonna need a little bit more time. And plus, these products are heat activated. So what I mean by heat activated, depending on how hot the temps are, when you spray the weeds, this is going to work with the sun. So it recommends that you actually use, well, the degree temperature, 45 to 90 degrees. Anything over 90 degrees, you run the risk of burning your lawn. So don't use this in 100-degree weather. These products are not really meant to be used in the heat of the summer. You should be already fighting off weeds and be kind of weed free heading into the summer. 45 to 90 degrees. So if it's 45 degrees when you spray this product, it's not going to work as fast. It's going to work, but it's not going to work as fast. These products work from the inside out. So it's going to be absorbed by the plant's root, and then they'll start to kill from the inside out. So you'll see results within maybe 48 to 72 hours, depending on the temperature, like I said. And if the temperature is right around, I like to spray it right around 60, 70 degrees. That is kind of perfect temp for me. And I'll start to see results within 48 to 72 hours. You'll see the plant start to lose its color and start to wilt over. But it is working. So a lot of people, a lot of times say these products don't work. There's a reason why they're not working. Either you didn't mix in the proper solution, the proper amount, or you didn't go ahead and spray with the actual temperature and it's taking a little bit longer. But if you spray like on a cold day, 45 degrees, you're gonna have to probably give it 5 to 7 days. A complete kill with these products are actually seen in 5 to 7 days. Then you can go ahead and just mow the grass regularly and mow your weeds right out. You don't have to pick them out if you don't want to. You just keep mowing, and eventually you'll mow those weeds right out. So like I said before, if you watch the previous videos, use these products on your lawn type. So this product can be used on bluegrass, fescue, zoysia, Bermuda grass, and perennial ryegrass. If you don't see your grass type up here, do not use this product on your grass type. Look for that dedicated formula for your grass. So if you have St. Augustine, they have a Spectracide does have a dedicated formula for St. Augustine. Now, one of these bottles treat up to 6,250 feet. This is a concentrate, like I said. This bottle treats about 5,000 square feet. They're a little bit different in size. So you get a little bit more with the refill bottles, 25% more. Now, always look at your pull tab. Your directions are always back here, and it shows you all the weeds. So if you have onion grass, you have purple wild violet, goose grass, anything like that, it'll be labeled here. If you don't see it, that means it's not compatible with that weed and you're gonna have to find something else. So I got all your formulas up here, how to use it, when to use it, where to use it, how much to use, but I already explained that to you. So let's go ahead and mix up some of this formula and you can get a quick demonstration. So when it comes down to mixing up your own formula in your hand can, gonna make sure you go ahead and fill up your hand can halfway first. So you're gonna fill it up halfway with water first before adding in your actual solution. All right, halfway mark. Take your solution. Remember, always shake it up. Now I'm going to be using 4 ounces today. That is 3. 3 ounces is full, and then I'll come back and get 1 more. And that's 1. 4 total ounces. Now, a little bit of surfactant. You're gonna use 1 to 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna eye test it. That's good enough. When it comes down to adding in your Market Blue, be careful because this stuff really gets messy. I don't really like using it, but all you need is really 1 teaspoon. The more you use, the darker it gets. So I'm gonna just put a little dab in, and that's it. Then you're gonna go ahead, fill up your bucket. This is the area that I will be spraying for the weeds. We got a lot of weed pressure over here. and it's a little bit of mix of everything. So we get to see how this Spectracide actually does at handling a lot of these weeds. If you can see all of that, there was a lot of weed pressure over here. And this is actually last year test plot area. As you can see, it's very, very patchy. So before I actually overseed it, I am gonna kill off these weeds. I wanna handle these weeds first. Now, before overseeding, when you spray this product, you wanna give it at least 5 to 7 days before you throw your seeds down. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be killing off these weeds now. As you can see, there's a lot of different weeds over here. A lot of stuff I don't even know what it is, but before throwing down my seeds and cleaning this up, I want to handle these weeds first. That's how you mix up your own professional style weed killer solution. A lot of the pros like to do it that way because it gives them a lot of the flexibility to mix up different applications into one application. I don't necessarily like to do it that way, but I understand why. So if this video helped you out in any way, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more lawn content. I'll see you again.